guys, Todd from Lowbrow Customs here. Today we're going to have a little tech tip on how to install our new blade levers on this Sportster, and they will fit these years of motorcycles. And if you like this video, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Lowbrow designed these really cool blade levers for modern motorcycles, and what's really cool about them is they do not have the ball end on there, so they're more reminiscent of some of the earlier levers that would have been found on like a Knucklehead, Shovelhead type of motorcycle. Not very difficult to install. They're also available in black and aluminum. And we'll go ahead and do the clutch side first. Very minimal tools required for this job. I have a 1/2-inch wrench, a 9/16 wrench, and a pair of small snap ring pliers. Okay, first thing you want to do is lube up your clutch boot. A lot of times these get dry, and this will help it slide over the cable because we have to get to the adjuster. So a nice liberal amount of lubrication and down in there. And then you can pull it up to reveal your clutch adjustment is right here. That's where we're going to use our 2 wrenches. Okay, we'll go ahead and loosen the lock nut. This is a lock nut. So we're going to put our 1/2-inch on this one here. And we're going to put this one on here. And if it's real tight like this one, you can use the wrenches for leverage, like so. And we'll turn that up all the way. And we'll turn this adjuster until there's no threads showing. It's going to give us the most available amount of slack on the cable. So it looks like that. The next thing we need to do is there's a very small snap ring underneath this pin, the pivot pin on here. Okay, you're just going to use these little tiny nibs on the end of this tool to open this up a little bit to pop it off of here. Sometimes it's easier if you just use one of the nibs to spin it around so you can get a better vantage point at it. And you don't want to open it up so far that it bends the heck out of it, because we do want to reuse this. There we go. There's your snap ring. Okay. Okay, pin just slides up and out of there. Once your clip is removed, there's your pin. Then you're just going to pull the cable this way so it can come out of the groove there, and take your lever off. And then you want to take this little plastic barrel off of the loop that is on the clutch cable, like so. Oh, pretty simple stuff there. You are going to be reusing this barrel. It's a good idea to make sure it's still nice and round, doesn't have a groove in it from the end of the cable. This would also be a very good opportunity to lube your clutch cable. Notice how our lever does come with a little plastic ching on there. Basically that's on there so that your lever is snug fit in the housing, in the perch, so it doesn't have this type of action here where it's wobbling in there. When you put it in there, that puts tension on it. All right, we'll go ahead and put the new lever onto the end of the cable here. Just going to put that loop in there, and your plastic barrel will go back in through the new lever and through the loop. We also have these plastic kind of takes up a little space in there. Make sure that's all looking like that when you're done putting your cable on. Okay, we are ready to put the lever on to the perch. Same way we took it off. We're gonna come from this end and slide it in, like so. All the way in, cable through the slot, into the end. We're ready to put the pin back in. Okay, simply insert the pin. Sometimes you gotta wiggle that around a little bit to get it to slide in there. Okay, I like to put my snap ring on my pliers first. The little nibs hold it on there. Let's go ahead and get that on there. There's a little groove on the end of the pin. So it's a good idea after you put it on to push up and down on it to make sure it's engaged in that groove on there. If you push up on this and the pin pops up, that means the clip is not on there correctly. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and readjust the clutch cable. Just gonna go ahead and turn this down. One of the things I like to do when doing this is if you put your lever in that position, when you're down there turning it, you can watch it go like that. It'll come back like so, watch. See it moving? Now, once you get to there, what you want to do is you have to have some free play in your clutch. And the easy way to check that, you're just going to depress your lever like you were actuating the clutch. And when you release it, you want to pull on the cable. See that gap right there? That's our free play. Okay, so basically now the clutch is adjusted. Go ahead and turn the lock nut back down on our adjuster. Our 2 wrenches. And snug that lock nut up. Doesn't have to be crazy tight, just has to be tight enough so that it doesn't loosen. Okay, don't forget to slide your boot back over your adjuster. When I was working at the shop, I had a tube of stuff I got from Napa Auto Parts called Sil Glide, silicone-based lubricant. It works real well on these. You slather that all up and slide your boot over. Since I don't have any here at the shop, we're just gonna go ahead and slide it over. The other thing that does is it lubricates the rubber boot. It keeps moisture out of the adjuster, and it helps this boot go over that adjuster because you don't want it to turn inside out because it is very difficult to get that boot turned right side. Voila! Okay, not so hard, pretty easy. Side's all done. Go ahead and move to the other side and do the brake lever. Okay, same program as the other side. We're gonna go ahead and take the clip off the pin. That one came off pretty easy. Okay, remove your pin. Followed by your lever. Okay, one thing worth noting on this side, your brake light switch is right here. So when you go back together, you're gonna wanna, we'll go ahead and put the new lever on. You're gonna wanna start that in there and make sure that this nib that contacts that brake is way forward of that before you bring this back and in. Get that lined up. And then go ahead and drop our pin in. And check the operation before we put our clip on. Everything seems good. Might not hurt to double check our brake light switch. Everything's good to go there. And all we have left to do is put our clip on. Okay, I like to start my little clip on the pliers first. Makes it a little bit easier to hold it rather than putting it up there and fumbling around trying to get the 2 little nibs in there. And this one has a little recess on the bottom, so you probably want to hold that towards the front. Okay, got her on there. Once again, push up and down on your pin to make sure your clip is engaged. If it's not, the clip will fall off and the pin will come out. And there we go. Pretty simple job, not too difficult in your garage. Now that we have our new levers on, we're ready to get this bike off the lift and go for a ride. Very difficult to get that boot turned right side. If it does go, motherfucking sucking bullshit, motherfucker. And if it pushes the clip up like that, you can just hold it down with your finger and then you can fumble around a little more and drop it a couple more times on the floor. Get there, open her up. Nope. Can't get the f***ing thing on this clip. This clip is f***ed. Did you see how it fell off on the floor?